dedicated route. Now, the answer to that question halfly is Battlefield Bad Company 2. EA came out and said, we're not going to go the way Infinity Ward went, and we're going to go with the dedicated servers. So, there's that. I'm really excited about that, but hopefully, like you said, Reaper, Infinity Ward, they wise up and they switch to the dedicated servers, because I'd really like to play the game, but I'm not going to buy it if they don't have those dedicated servers. Chris, what's up?
For gaming overall containing servers, I believe that with the servers, that can tremendously alter or hinder a team's ability to play, considering you can see the differences between a server from ping and different people's computers and such, and the different registries. I believe that if servers are to eventually get changed, or maybe leagues will start having one server company for the evenness for both teams to try and be decided. Don't know if they're going to add something like that, or maybe take that into effect or thought. And also with Modern Warfare 2, that is a big reason with the big going downhill for the Warfare for it, because of its lack of dedicated servers.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Like, as we were talking about in our last discussion about servers and how like players are hacking and not even caring, they're blatantly doing it. And this also goes back into what Nick brought up, which was he doesn't understand why people said they want to get the game, but they bought it. One of the biggest reasons is they don't want to get left behind. They want to stay with the community. But then again, people don't want to leave the community and be left behind to go to a crappy game, in my opinion, as Modern Warfare 2 has seemed to be. Another thing I still am a little confused is how, what do you call it, Infinity Ward made Call of Duty, which was originally designed for PC, went all the way to console now. And my only question, it's like a future question, is how many more games that are PC based are going to flip to console?
Yeah, I mean, as said earlier in this discussion, with these companies making their consoles, they're making most of these games for the consoles. They're taking that game, they're porting it over to the PC. PC gamers are happy. You know, what's up with that? We're going to go to Kaz. So, Kaz, give us what
Nice.
Well, he wanted me to talk about the history and what's going to happen in this coming of years. Well, my opinion is it's probably going to get quite a bit shittier. We've already seen that I can't do that.
Okay.
Anyway, we've already seen that companies are there for the money grabbing. They're not going to pay their people the appropriate amount of money. They're going to overwork them 20 hours, you know, a day and beyond, probably, these programmers. And they're going to spit out incomplete products, and they're not going to be to the gamers' liking. Now, unless we stand up and say no and not support these games and not give these people money hand over fist, they're going to keep giving us shit, and we're going to only be able to expect shit. And unfortunately, it's just going to be the way it is, and unless we take a stand against it. Now, it could change, but it could, and it could not. I mean, it's just, it depends what we're willing to take. You know what I mean? You want to take it, or you want to say no and boycott it. Now I know there's a lot of stupid arguments out there. A lot of irrationality. Ooh, Left 4 Dead 2, it came out, blah blah blah. Ooh, Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that. But I mean, there's a lot of legitimate arguments to be made against Modern Warfare 2. From a more quote unquote realistic standpoint, I can't get, I know Call of Duty has always been an arcade game. Even with its World War II series, it's been more of an arcadey type of thing, but you can at least put a decent amount of research into the weapons and into the quote unquote characters and impressions that you're going for, instead of just put out cyborg, Nazi stuff. I don't need that. It's just not my liking. You're just gonna put some slap a sticker on it and call it an AK-47. I'm not gonna take it. You're gonna slap a sticker on it and say this is what the Russians use. No, they don't. I'm one of those gamers that appreciates decent research, appreciates a finely crafted work of time, effort, and dare I say art. And I don't appreciate when people are gonna give me a freaking, what can I call, a furry picture and call it a Van Gogh. No, I'm gonna call it a furry picture. I'm gonna call it fag fur, and it's just not the same. It's just not the same caliber, not the same. It's like a fine wine. You're saying grape juice is a finely crafted aged wine. No, it isn't. It's grape juice. That's what it is. It's what it's always will be. And that's my opinion.
Alright. So what do you think the most game you've played that's been crafted to its best point? What are one of those games out there right now on the market?
Right now on the market recently, or can I go in the past?
You can go in the past. And then on the market.
That's difficult. I mean, it's difficult because there's a lot of communities and there's a lot of games. I mean, basically what it goes down to is, are you going to hold a community? Are you going to make it at least enjoyable enough of an experience to hold a community and to hold people to like that game? Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say BF2. BF2 was a game I came into. It was the first game that I picked up. It was the reason I got my online access in 2005 when I was 15. It was the reason that I started playing online, and it was by far my most enjoyable experience. Not because I'm an EA fanboy or I'm a Battlefield fanboy or any of these things, just because it held my attention. It had decent squad level tactics for, let's remember, we're in 2005 here. You could talk. I remember you could talk to the commander. The vehicles were nice.
Yeah, I mean,
the level of realism was at a minimum.
The realism was good with the squads, the capping the points. There was so much involved in that game that, I have to say, even Alex could come out and say that game was probably one of the best games of the decade to go along with. There's some that have an argument.
People are still playing it, and it's almost 2010.
Yeah, people are still playing it to this day, and it's almost 2010. So yeah, and what about currently on the market? What about RTS?
Currently on the market, RTSs? Well, that's difficult. That's a whole another ball game entirely. But if you want my honest opinion, I've got to go with Company of Heroes. Company of Heroes is a game that I picked up from the first one. It's held my attention because of its relative realism to the real conflict. The original was perfection, I must say. I'm not going into the expansion packs or what they've nerfed with what they've done so far. But I'm saying basically the original